The NFL regular season is wrapping up, but there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is so easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays. Find bets in the new Explore tab. Make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/247 and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, permitted parishes only, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, or Wyoming. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York, or visit oasas.ny.gov/gambling. Standard text messaging rates apply. Sports betting is void in Georgia, Hawaii, Utah, and other states where prohibited.
My days working, taking care of my little ones can be a lot. I checked out Care.com and it was so easy for me to find local, experienced, and background check sitters. Finding our babysitter was way more affordable than I thought. Care.com makes it super easy. Search for qualified candidates. You can view their profiles, read reviews and ratings, check their availability, send messages directly, get the help that you need. Care.com should be every person's go-to.
Welcome to the PowerCat Podcast, GoPowerCat.com's Kansas State Athletics Show. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, from the GPC studios, here's your host, GoPowerCat publisher, Tim Fitzgerald.
Welcome,
pausing for dramatic effect,
to the overtime. Now, I usually say that kind of loud, but it doesn't matter now because Ryan Gilbert doesn't wear a damn headset. He's like a monkey out here just podcasting without a headset on. I don't know why a monkey would wear a headset anyhow. Tim Fitzgerald, Zach Carlson, Cole Carmody, and the monkey, Ryan Gilbert, right here in the GPC studio with another edition of the finest podcast ever to show up on the weekends, occasionally at Go PowerCat. Yeah, we've now moved the overtime to the weekend, but honestly, it probably will move into the week during other times of the year. Right now, I'm a little busy during the week. That kind of trumped there for a second. Did I get a little Trumpy?
A little bit. A little bit. There. You got to work on it a little bit.
I know. I didn't really mean to. I just kind of fell into it. I'm a little busy during the week with my treatments. We might get this going again for like a Friday thing, but that's now Fighting Ever Fighting. Cole has claimed that land for his own, and a good one this week. I hope you watched it, listened to it, whatever you want to do. It's on YouTube and it's on our podcast channels with Jesse Ertz. It was pretty interesting.
Lots of talks about collarbones, and
it was interesting. He got into some topics that were pretty good. But make sure you check out Fighting Ever Fighting. Check out all of our podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast provider. And if you're an Apple person, make sure you stop over there and say, "This is the best podcast ever. It makes my ears tingle. It's so good. 5 stars."
Yes.
I don't know why you talk that way, but just leave us that 5-star recruiting evaluation over there on the Apple Podcasts and give us a little comment like Fitz smells nice.
Unlike some people, we won't pressure you to give us a 5th star.
That's true. That's very true.
It won't increase our NIL value.
No, we have no NIL value. About the only NIL value we get is a little bit of trade from our friends at Taco Lucha and So Long Saloon. Make sure when you're in Aggieville, stop through Lucha and the Saloon. Make sure you get the Saloon burger. Just get a giant Saloon burger with fries. Little honey mustard dipping sauce is delicious with their fries. Just an insider tip. And then go next door and have 3 tacos. Whatever the special is, get 3 of those, and then 7 Pacificos.
Can't feel my face.
Do you think we can decommit from Taco Lucha and So Long Saloon twice, like other people do? The same people that pressure to get 5th stars, and they commit somewhere else?
No, we're not going to decommit from my favorite places to eat and drink.
I'm not decommitting. I'm actually committed. I've signed. I've been on the payroll for years.
Yeah,
I'm stuck there.
It's fishy. Them keeping you around this long, something's up.
Oh, yeah.
I think we understand that. So make sure you visit Taco Lucha and So Long Saloon. Is it true? The rumor on the streets is that all the roads are open in Aggieville.
Yeah, is that true?
You don't ever see that end. You come from.
I'll go down there tonight and find out.
Okay, so that's a rumor going around that
Rockabilly?
The road in front of Rockabilly there, which is kind of a sister location to. They're not a sponsor, but we love the Rockabilly. And apparently
Aggieville, welcome to
that. Yeah, what the? Seriously, what graphic artist did that? Why did they put welcome to? Why did they put established whenever Aggieville was established? Why put welcome to below the Aggieville?
Or Aggieville welcomes you.
I like that.
Like that works.
That's good. Aggieville welcome to.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Nobody consults Fitz. This is the general problem with our entire society right now. From Washington, D.C. down to Manhattan, Kansas, people don't consult Tim Fitzgerald, who is so brilliant and just thinks outside of the box. He never uses cliches either. He also talks in the third person about himself because he is awesome. Let's get going with your questions. Cole, you doing the question?
I do.
Off your phone?
Yep.
Is it big enough to read?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not that old.
Okay, sometimes size matters.
We chortled in rapturous glee.
From Email Wildcat 82, if the solar system comprised of teams of the Big 12, what planet would each team be located on? Assuming K-State is on Earth, because someone has to grow the food, who would have to share a planet with others? Who ends up in the asteroid belt? Who is lost in space? And just how many teams will find their way to Uranus?
This makes no sense. What are we supposed to be doing here?
It's assigned planets, but we got to do it with football programs.
Yes,
just football. We're going to do football programs here. It's got to be the new Big 12, right? Or is it just the current Big 12?
Current Big 12.
Okay, so we know that Texas is Jupiter because it's a giant gaseous ball.
Okay.
Yes.
And
it has many moons. Like there's a lot of like spin-offs of Texas. Like people try and be them, but they always suck.
Yeah. And then Saturn has got to be Oklahoma because it's also big, but it's in the shadow of Jupiter. And there's like, hey, we got a schooner. It's kind of like rings. We're cool.
Texas Tech's got to be Mars, right? There's just nothing out there. It's very rocky, like the football program.
It is a little bit like West Texas, which is, I hear on the radio, is the best Texas.
KU's Pluto.
Really?
Just out on their
out
own.
there? And so...
No, KU is Uranus. Let's be real. Come on now. Just the names fit perfectly.
But someone's got to be Pluto because think about it, we're doing football programs here. So they're in their current phase of actually being a planet. And after Lance Leipold moves on, they'll go back to being not a planet.
Right.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Well, if we're going to talk about the solar system, shouldn't K-State be the sun?
The sun
Somebody's
is...
got to... Earth is the sun.
Is my favorite planet. Sun is planet.
The sun is
what did Rex Hurdler say?
The moon.
It's a beautiful planet.
It's a beautiful planet.
It's a beautiful planet.
Yeah.
West Virginia is Neptune.
Because it's way out there?
It's just way out there.
I like that. That's good. Let me see who else we got here.
Baylor.
So we got Mercury and Venus.
I don't know my planets like that.
pretty
I'm
much
not gonna
it.
lie.
Yeah, we're going to run out of plants, aren't we?
Somebody has to share.
Iowa State should be with Texas Tech. It's very rocky times.
See, I think
Still kind of
I think
out
Iowa
there.
State should be on Venus because it's very stormy and gross
And close to Kansas State.
and close.
So where's TCU go?
I don't know. Mercury's like the one planet that just kind of like, eh.
I feel like TCU might be that asteroid that just kind of roams
Or
around
TCU's
everywhere.
Mercury because they flew too close to the sun this year.
See, I just think TCU's like the forgotten team. Like if they wouldn't have been good this year, TCU's that team that's just like, oh yeah, they're just kind of there.
Out in a black hole.
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
They like the moon to Earth since K-State won the Big 12 championship.
Yes.
And they're just in K-State's orbit.
I'm going to give Oklahoma State Mars.
Okay.
Because you know what? If we got to leave here, we're going to give Mars a shot.
Yeah, I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I could be down with that. Is that right, Zach?
I think that's fine.
That feels like that's something
I
you've
feel
done.
like Texas Tech can give Mercury. Move them to Mercury.
Yeah, I think they Mercury. I'm good with that. And then Waco is probably the desolate planet, which was what? What did we decide?
Pluto?
I don't know.
Uranus?
Hey, will you quit talking about? oh, the planet. Okay.
Yeah, you can put them on Uranus.
Yeah, I don't want to give anyone that.
That's
planet.
basically just Neptune, though. It's Neptune 2.
Is it bad that whenever I think of Neptune, I think of SpongeBob?
King Neptune, yeah. No, that's not bad at all.
Ryan knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Neptune's the most underrated planet.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Neptune, the planet, was actually named after that character.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not directly.
Do you know the first astronomer who thought that the sun revolved around the Earth?
Galileo.
Nope.
Copernicus.
Did you just get that right?
Did I get it right? Second guess charm.
Nicholas Copernicus.
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
In the
My man.
scientific revolution.
He's a good SpongeBob character, too.
And he was ostracized from the scientific community because he didn't think like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
He was ostrich. What? They have ostriches?
They made him dress up like an ostrich.
Wow.
It was weird.
I want to live in those times.
Just let that soak in, folks. It's not making
Let
a
that
commentary.
sponge soak in.
Yeah. I'm done with this question.
Okay, next question.
God.
I don't think we didn't finish it, but I'm
Philosophical questions to the best question I think we've ever had on the Overtime. Just fun to think about. From I Like Pickles Cat, what college stadium would be the most difficult to play in if the home team's mascot filled the stands?
Georgia Tech.
The Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play at Georgia Tech.
That would be awful.
Colorado would suck too.
But
50,000 buffaloes?
Yeah.
That'd be a rowdy
It'd be like
crowd.
a mosh pit, though. It'd be a pretty quick death.
If Providence had a football program, that friar-looking whatever
Just
that's
a whole
called.
bunch of friars.
Holy shnikes. I would have nightmares
But it's just
for days.
priests. I mean, that's basically what friars are, right? They're just priests.
Yeah. Unless you want to like cook some meat with your air fryer.
Or are we talking literally
I think like the actual
I don't think that's what Pickles meant. I think he meant the actual like animal or thing. I don't think he meant stuffed.
Sorry, I took that very literally then.
It'd be fun if it was a bunch of
Well,
stuff.
the
But
answer
they're
to
all-
that question
a stuffed animal is a stuffed animal.
Texas then. Bevo, if it was the actual mascot, that would be the toughest one.
Oh, I mean, Bevo's a nutless wonder.
Say what?
Can I say that? It's true. He's a steer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a
feel like-
Texas fan. He got no nuts.
So in the Big 12,
OU is already cosplaying as themselves. They already are Sooners. Their relatives probably stole the land.
Yeah,
so-
except the fans would show up before the gates open.
Yeah.
half man, half Wildcat would actually be really intimidating too. Like if it was actually,
if you base it off of
What do you mean, actually?
like if you
It
base
is. What are you going to tell me Santa Claus isn't real either?
What is it? A
the
centaur?
hell,
Is that
man?
the horse, half man? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
One of those.
that would be frightening.
So he's like a
It's
cat
too
dog?
bad though that that it's like the reverse of that. The animal's the head and the mouth,
Right.
not the human.
Alabama would be tough too, because not only do you have to deal with the actual really, really good football team, you have to deal with a bunch of elephants in the crowd. That would not be fun.
Yeah. Well, neither would be a Crimson Tide.
What?
I don't understand.
How is a Crimson
yeah.
Tide an elephant?
I think they were the elephants at one time. I'm not sure how they ended up with Crimson Tide. It's Alabama, so I don't explore these things. I don't want to know. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, so anyhow, we had this elephant, and we called her Red. And then an Auburn fan cut its throat, and then there was a tide. And anyhow, that's how.
What about UC Irvine, the Anteaters?
Ooh, that would probably just be a weird crowd.
Stinky, smelly.
Like Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah. What's the worst mascot in all of Division I?
The Banana Slugs.
That's not Division I.
It is.
D3.
It's doing it.
I'm pretty sure D3.
Which Cal is it?
Santa Cruz.
Who's the Chanticleers? Like, what was it?
That's
Coastal Clears.
Coastal Carolina.
That's a rooster. Yeah.
What is a Chanticleer?
I thought it was
It's a rooster.
I thought it was like a pirate.
Huh. It's a rooster.
It's a rooster?
It's a type of rooster. Like a specific
Googling
breed.
this.
But yeah, go look that up. Make sure I'm right there. But I'm pretty sure because they've got the Gamecocks and they've got
two
it's like
South
Fort Hays
Carolina's
State's
thing.
the Bobcats, instead of the Tigers or the Bobcats. It's like the same thing. It's the Wildcats.
Actually, the answer to this question is Pitt State.
Yeah, that's probably
the Gorillas.
Yeah, that's probably.
Could you imagine playing football in front of a bunch of gorillas?
That'd be fun.
Be kind of scary.
Zach, I don't think it'd be difficult, but if I got to pick one that I would want to do most, it'd be West Virginia. 50,000
Mountaineers
of our mullet Mountaineer friends.
Is it the girl Mountaineer?
No,
or
it's
the
OG,
boy
the one that
Mountaineer.
Ryan Gilbert has a picture with.
Any mascot that has a gun, I'm not going to play in front of. Because if they disagree or if you score a touchdown, could you imagine them just pulling out their musket or Pistol Pete, a bunch of cowboys?
The normal rules of engagement apply.
I would just go up and if I was playing, I wouldn't even play the game. I'd just go take pictures with all of them.
You know what'd be funny is if you had hurricanes and cyclones as actually you can't put them in the stands as a you just be playing in it. It'd be tough.
It is a rooster.
Okay.
All right, very impressive.
Not a pirate.
That question was not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to
I thought it was fine.
It was okay.
It was
great question.
Don't judge the question.
No, this is another good one though from Jerome Yang. If Manhattan
from who?
Jerome Yang.
Oh no,
it's his burner.
If Manhattan, the Little Apple, were to be divided into 5 boroughs like the Big Apple is, what would they be? What would the stereotypes be about each borough?
Aggieville's one.
Aggieville's the Bronx.
So Aggieville's one. What about
I think Colbert Hills and everything out west is Manhattan.
No,
I think
you're
the question
making your own
is
boroughs in Manhattan, Candlewood borough.
So Aggieville is a borough.
Aggieville's a borough. And it probably extends a little bit beyond Aggieville, but Aggieville's a borough.
Colbert Hills is
Spanish Aggieville. Marquise Noel would make up these different boroughs that don't.
That's a neighborhood. That's not a borough.
Yeah, see, this gets so confusing. They got neighborhoods and boroughs and cities and lions and tigers and bears.
So you got Colbert Hills and Aggieville. Those are your 2 probably big ones, right?
Then I think you got the downtown
Campus its own?
all the way down to Yuma.
Campus should be its own borough.
Right.
That's 4?
3.
Well, yeah, we're struggling here with
downtown.
Everything else.
We got to come up with better names.
I don't
than
think
just
campus is its own thing. I think it extends into the streets to the east of the campus.
So Aggieville and campus is a borough.
Kind of. No.
So what are we going to name it?
Maybe. Yeah.
What are we going to name it?
Aggieville.
The little apple.
Aggieville.
Okay. What do we call Colbert then? Just Colbert?
Zach. No. Zachland.
So Colbert Hills is its own. I feel like that deserves its own.
Marcus Watts now lives out there. Let's call it Watts. Like in L.A. And let's have it right. So sure.
Do we have to give McCall and Walmart, McCall Road and Walmart and that area?
No, that's Jersey. That's Jersey. Doesn't count.
Yeah. Staten Island. That's Staten Island. Something has to be Staten Island.
That's a good point. Has anyone ever been to Staten Island? Is Staten Island like Delaware when nobody's actually ever been there?
Pete Davidson's from there.
I don't believe that. I think he just claims that. Nobody's actually from there.
One of my best friends is from Long Island.
Really? Does he like iced tea?
He does.
That was so not funny.
Thank you.
I'm leaving.
Lake Ronkonkoma.
Do you know how to make one of those?
I do.
Okay.
We do ours so weird, but yes.
What do you mean?
All 4 clears. It gets Pepsi, orange juice, triple sec, and sour. That's not a normal Long Island
That's
iced
not.
tea. But that's how we've been told to do it. So,
what's in a normal Long Island? Is there milk in it? No? Okay. I don't know what's
There's like gin.
So it's all 4 clears.
Yeah.
That's pretty universal.
Yeah.
But
like Uranus is got that?
Gin, tequila, vodka, rum.
Yep. And triple sec. That's it.
That's
And
5.
then-
No, okay.
Triple sec's not alcohol, it's just flavoring. And then
triple sec's alcohol.
We haven't answered this question.
Yeah.
It's like because it's hard. This is actually really hard.
So if we were
It's a good question.
If we got to divide it up, then is the stadium and like and the arena and all that, is that part of its own borough too? Then, like, is the athletic side of campus its own borough?
No.
The problem with this is Manhattan itself is big enough to be one borough as a city.
So I think we're currently in the borough, a borough right here that's adjacent to campus. I don't know what we call it. It does have it, like University Heights or something. It's got a name over here.
It should just be townie.
This is the state streets, except it's a city.
This is where all the townies live. So like,
okay, I like this question, but I feel like we've gone too far with this question. Let's just say that we like this idea, and I want to be the mayor of a borough. They have mayors?
No,
I don't know.
I believe they have councilmen.
Aren't they?
Like
aren't the boroughs counties?
Entity.
The county, like boroughs, are counties, right?
Well, no, because it's all New York Police Department.
New York's a city. Cities can go over multiple counties.
Right. We do in Manhattan.
True.
I'm pretty sure the boroughs are counties, technically.
Okay.
I don't know.
Again,
Maybe
we've
not.
gone too far. Let's move on.
The humans will be right back.
JamesAllen.com is the online destination to easily design a customized engagement ring and save up to 50% compared to traditional stores. You pick a diamond, whether it's lab-created or earth-created, James Allen has over 200,000 conflict-free stones. Then you pick your ring setting and metal. And if you need some help, they have real-time diamond consultations available, where an expert can walk you through it all. Get 25% off your order at JamesAllen.com code podcast. That's JamesAllen.com code podcast.
The ads are done. Speak humans.
From Emarica, what would be an ideal move? Emarica, what would be an ideal movie to have set in Manhattan? Not The Wizard of Oz, as in take the setting from an existing movie and replace it with Manhattan.
Existing movie, but put it in Manhattan.
Titanic. Put out Tunnel Creek.
The Dark Knight.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? He's just out fighting a bunch of drunk college kids. I really don't know. This is a hard question too.
I'm Catman.
That's good.
Anchorman. And us four are the Channel 4 news team.
Huh.
So who is who?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
So I about 2 months ago, there's a K-Stater that works at the San Diego paper, and she has some question about, it was something about a mask. I don't even know, but I responded with Anchorman GIFs, and some guy just got so offended. Oh, a 20-year-old movie, that's all you got. And I would not reply to him normally. I just kept sending Anchorman GIFs.
Like he kept falling into
the trap.
The trap.
I know. And like he finally responded, "You're just going to keep doing this." And I responded with,
"When this all gets sorted out, I think you and me should get an apartment together."
You know what San Diego stands for?
That's where it started. I said, Wells Vagina. This should be their name. The new name of what he lost it.
To answer your question, or to answer my question, Gilbert, I would believe you would be Ron Burgundy.
I would love
Fitz
to be
would
Mr.
be Paul
Burgundy.
Rudd's character, because doesn't he smoke crack on the set that one time? It seems like something.
Are you suggesting that Fitz smokes crack?
What the hell?
I'm not suggesting that Fitz smokes crack. It just seems like an experimental thing.
I personally want to be Champ Con.
Yeah, he's champ.
You're champ?
He's champ.
Champ here. I'm all about having fun. You know, get a couple of cocktails in me, start a fire in someone's kitchen, maybe go to SeaWorld, take my pants off. Anyway, I become kind of famous for my signature catchphrase, whammy!
Well, you're definitely Brick.
Whammy!
Because Brick doesn't say much.
I think that Cole is Brick, and he's just trying to convince everybody that he's not.
Hey, I like lamp.
Hey, Cole, where'd you get a grenade?
We love the lamp.
You're probably going to need to lay low for a while.
let's see, another movie. That is a good one, though. I think I like that.
Thank you.
There's got to be like sports movies that, like, if you put them here, they would actually be pretty good. I would actually really like to see Major League in like a college team with like a college team,
Well, then
kind of
it'd
like
be-
the Bad News Bears.
It'd be college league.
Could you imagine if like? Yes, it would. Could you imagine if like Chris Kleiman is the owner and he's just like trying to tank?
That'd be an interesting situation.
Now we have to put a Chris Kleiman drop in the actual overtime podcast of him saying the situation.
There were what, three or four?
Yeah, just go back to last week.
Oh, if you go to every single podcast, every single media availability, you'll hear it.
Okay.
And then I just look at Kenny and he just looks down.
I would like to see a movie. What was it? Jackie Robinson and Joe Louis roller skating at when they were stationed at Fort Riley. They were down at Yuma Activity Center roller skating, and all the kids were watching through the.
Wait, that was in the movie?
No, I would like a movie about that whole time.
Oh, they're both.
You said Joe Louis?
Their life at Fort Riley, Kansas.
But how they ended up in Manhattan, that's a long ways back then from, I mean, now we just got to make the drive, and you could then, but it's a little more commitment to make that drive.
I feel like military bases weren't as like secure either. Like it'd be pretty easy just to waltz in.
All I know is Rocky Marciano beat Joe Louis' ass.
Okay.
You don't even know what movie I'm referencing.
I don't know.
Coming to America when they're sitting in the barbershop.
Pound for pound, Sugar Ray Robinson, the greatest fighter ever lived. Oh, come on, man. What about Joe Louis?
The Blonde Bomber. Now that was a great boxer.
You damn right.
Am I the only one that's seen this movie?
Yeah. I've seen it, but it's like 30 years old, man.
That's a great movie. If you're listening to this.
I think I saw it in the theater.
The first time I heard you say Joe Louis, I immediately thought of that scene. So maybe that tells you my age. From Zip Code Chris, a.k.a. Chris 66204.
I'm going to go change his damn name to Zip Code Chris.
I'm making this a thing, Chris. I'm sorry.
Now we're getting into the food, which is terrible because I'm hungry. If you had to cook a meal or dish to impress someone, what would be your go-to? Oh, God.
I mean, everybody knows mine.
Hot dogs.
Chicken breast.
Hot dogs?
I'd make a mean hot dog.
That is
let me see.
scary thought. Your hot dogs are good, though.
I feel like it's steak, right? Everybody's got to be like a steak. You grill up a steak.
Steak's hard on a smoker because you can't quite get it hot enough to.
But see, who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress a future lover? Or are you trying to impress a businessman? Are you trying to impress?
Doesn't matter. If you show up, you show up at someone's house and they are making steak, that's impressive.
But see, I feel like if you're like cooking for like a significant other, like that's not like the hearty kind of meal that you cook for someone who you're trying to impress.
So you're saying that women don't appreciate steak?
All I'm saying is that if I was cooking for a prospective girlfriend, I would not make a steak.
You'd make a salad? Is that what you're saying?
I would make something that...
Tossed a salad? Yeah.
I would probably make pasta, like homemade pasta. Like... I'm not even going to listen to Ryan Gilbert's comment right there because it's just...
Oh, you guys are perverted. Wow. Didn't even
She would be impressed if you did that.
So does Fitz technically like cook for his dogs? I mean, you go through a lot of work to get them their food.
I do.
I think they're impressed by it.
I get...
Right, Daphne?
I get food out of containers and pour it in a bowl.
Yeah, and you got to go to the store and get those...
I don't even do that.
When they're you get
the poor UPS guy's got to bring it. Yeah.
So you said steak.
Yeah, you make a steak, baked potato, mashed potato, a veggie, a roll.
I'd probably like smoke a brisket or do something on the smoker.
Yeah. I like
exactly.
that.
Cooking meat outside it shows that you're putting in effort.
Right.
For the person, whoever it is, coming to your house. Doesn't matter if it's a prospective lover.
I'm just going to say
business friend.
Hy-Vee's brats.
Oh my gosh!
Absolutely incredible.
Everything from Hy-Vee's.
Their meat section is amazing, but they have this apple maple brat that is like unbelievable. It's like breakfast at dinner time. That one always works as long as someone likes maple. But because those things are incredible, and that's easy, man. That's 7 minutes, turn 7 minutes, food's ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so impressive. That's going to impress a lot of people.
You did impress me that one time I came over here and had lunch. It was good.
Okay.
Next question comes from GPC_Zach.
What? Who's that guy?
Is this the first time in the history of the podcast Zach has asked an overtime question?
No, I've asked overtime questions.
Okay, what's that got? Why did he put his own question in?
I don't know. That's because strange.
There weren't that many, and this was really good.
Okay.
This is a good one. He says the Sporting KC slider box featuring 6 sliders, French fries, onion rings, and mozzarella sticks costs $25. He says scran or no scran. Would you like to explain what that means?
Scran's just like a English term for like stadium food. That's the gist of what it is.
Sporting KC, so it's stadium food, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zach provided a photo of this, which you can see on the front page of this website.
Looks delicious.
There's no way that's $25, actually. I want to go to a game and physically see that this menu item is only $25.
It's like if you split it in half, that's like $12.50 a piece, and like that's still like a ton of food.
So that's 3 sliders. Still, like if
half
you
the fries, half the onion rings, half the mozzarella sticks.
3 sliders for $12 is like a good deal. I feel like.
Right
at a sporting event.
I feel like if
on a budget there.
I feel like if that's $25, that is a steal. Like I will go watch Sporting KC play terrible soccer to go eat that box of food.
2 beers for $25 or a box of food for $25.
Now I have to hear a review of the food. Because all of these things could be delicious or they could be crap from a concession grill. Like the mott sticks have been sitting there too long.
Look, it looks delicious, but I am 100% prepared to be let down by that food box, whatever you want to call it.
So it's kind of like a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Just prepared. It looks delicious, but then...
If you have gone to a sporting game and suffered... through sporting games, but they've won one match, I think, and it was against some like minor league team.
Last night that was just that was U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah,
that was not MLS play.
No,
I just want to say that I've come up with the name of this episode, and Zach's not going to approve of it.
What is it?
Well, we're talking about a delicious box of food, so that's be the delicious box.
So yummy.
Okay.
Be fine.
All right. Last question.
I'm good. We probably should get out of here after that.
So what was the worst food/meal you've ever had?
The worst?
It's probably one time I landed in Kansas City and I was hungry. I don't remember where I was coming from, but I had to drive back to Manhattan. It's about 10 o'clock. There's only like one thing that's still open, and it's Culver's in the Legends. So I got a Culver's order, and it was terrible.
That's your story?
Yes. It was bad Culver's.
Can I say meatloaf? I absolutely hate meatloaf.
Are you the same person?
Meatloaf sucks.
The only time I've ever had meatloaf and I somewhat enjoyed it was at a basketball game this year. And I said, what does they have? And they said, it's meatloaf. And I ate it, and I said, this is disgusting. But I ate it because I hadn't eaten in like 7 hours, and yeah.
I only think of the Culver's story because obviously Culver's announced they're coming to Manhattan today, which is Wednesday when we're recording this. But I've had like 2 experiences at Culver's, and neither have been fantastic.
I thought this was going to go somewhere. Like you ended up in the hospital because you couldn't stop yakking or something.
No.
You just didn't like it?
It was a bad meal. It was a bad meal.
I'm going to have my wife prepare her barbecue meatloaf for you guys because it's really good.
That sounds...
Wait, what? You have a wife?
Well... I claim her. She doesn't claim me.
Okay. Do you use ketchup? Does she use ketchup as the base, or does she use barbecue sauce as like the sauce base for it?
It's a mix, but it comes across as barbecue.
Interesting.
Fitz, are you watching Ted Lasso? This is a little bit off topic.
Yes.
Okay, so when they go to in the last episode of the Yankee Burger Barn or whatever,
that was awesome.
First of all, that's incredible. But I don't understand. Like, do people overseas just have barbecue sauces like handy like that?
No.
So like, I guess with how this ties in, you said barbecue meatloaf. I feel like you could put barbecue sauce on anything and it would be better.
I would agree with that. Except fries.
Yep, I agree.
Really? See, I actually really like dipping my fries in barbecue sauce.
It's weird. I can't
only do it if my fries are drier than a you know what.
And that's the only sauce you have.
I'll do it, but...
That episode was amazing. It was such a shout out to Kansas City and all things great about Kansas City. My worst meal was among the worst days of Kansas State football I've ever covered before the Vanderbilt game. We found a restaurant that had just opened in Nashville, and we went to it because it had good reviews. It was close to unedible. I can't remember what I had. It was some kind of meat, and it was like jerky. And it wasn't supposed to be, but it literally was dried out like jerky.
Was it Chanticleer jerky?
It might have been better. I don't know what. It was awful. It was awful. And not surprisingly, they're out of business.
I think I got a chicken sandwich, and it wasn't horrible. I don't remember you having a terrible meal.
It's hard to mess up chicken.
Because a wedge of it got stuck between my teeth, and I couldn't get it out.
I remember that. I remember we had to go get floss.
And we went and got a floss stick, and when I got it out, people were like, show it to me. And it was like, seriously, it was a chunk. It was horrible. It was just disgusting. And then the football game was disgusting. That, too, is covered.
I like how we've mentioned that football.
We didn't talk about it.
Oh, we talked
on purpose.
Multiple times this week on podcasts.
Yeah.
The Vanderbilt game.
That whole game that whole thing made me want to throw up. And also, we drank a lot the night before. I think that might be the last time I was fun on a road trip was in Nashville.
I'll say
pre-cancer.
The worst thing I've ever drank was after the Big 12 championship game. We're sitting in the hotel room, and Fitz had a giant bottle of Woodford Reserve.
It was giant.
It was huge. And we had a celebratory glass. And I asked, is there anything I can put in it? And they said, you put ice in it.
On the rocks, as the bartenders say.
And I drank as much as I could. And then I may or may not have discarded some in the drain and brought the cup back.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
As Zach was sitting there.
Oh, no.
That's,
It happened. It did happen.
I don't remember being there for that.
Yeah, oh, yes, you do. I asked you, do you want this? And you said, no, just dump it out.
The best story.
I probably did say that. I don't remember that.
The best story from that is, so we had a few of those. Then I had to hop in the shower, and Goins was on the phone with a friend of ours. And
oh boy,
he realized after he hung up he really needed to pee, but I was in the shower. And I wouldn't have offended me if he came in to pee while I was in the shower, but he went outside and peed in a bush outside of our hotel room. And didn't he fall over? Like he was in the dark or something? I don't know. It was a mess. It was a mess.
I just don't know why he didn't go to the lobby and find.
Yeah, that's the old.
We barely made it out the door. He waited so long for me to get out of the shower.
How long does Fitz take to shower?
Oh, I got a lot of spaces to explore and get.
Why do we always talk about Michael Goins at the end of the overtime?
Yeah, it's a tradition we got.
I know.
Has anyone here ever drank Malort?
No, we had it at the old office, so for that purpose.
So what was that? Zach. His name was Zach, right?
Who?
From Wichita, who was on the trip with us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I convinced him to take a shot of Malort at the bar, some bar we went to.
Yeah, well, they take your picture after you drink it and put it up on the wall like a little Polaroid.
He was asking around, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's.
Please tell me they take it immediately of your reaction.
Basically, I think so.
Oh, it's so bad.
We actually had a bottle of that at my old house a few years ago, and people would come over.
That was the bottle. I gave it to you.
Oh yeah. Yep. And we'd convince them it was some top shelf.
What is it?
Malort. It's some people would just gag when they drank it. Other people would try to tough it out.
Awful. I saw The Fridge, which is not the sponsor of this podcast, but it sponsors another one of our podcasts, did one of their social media things of the guys taking Malort. And it's like, oh.
Fitz.
They've made a whole company around their product sucks.
So bad, yeah.
Which is incredible. It's kind of like this podcast.
Do you remember the gorilla that you had in the old office?
Yeah, the K-State gorilla.
I had a obsession with when we were cleaning it out. Yeah, I still have it on my desk.
Still got the TV?
I do have the TV.
I gave you the TV off a wall.
The best TV.
In the couch that you gave me.
Oh, yeah.
That sat on my front porch in my old house.
Yeah. I wonder if it's still there.
It's not. I drove by. Who knows where that thing is now?
It's hopefully the dump. Well, that's a good way to end this podcast. Hope you enjoyed the overtime. We had fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed the title if I got to do what I want to do, but I don't know if Zach will let me do it because,
Thank you for listening to the Power Cat Podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. PowerCat Podcast. All rights reserved. GoPowerCat.com.
With Blue Link Plus, you can access your Hyundai Tucson Limited remotely. Doors unlocked, temperature set, lost car found.
There it is.
Get complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
CBS Sunday, February 11th, after Super Bowl 58.
You collect rewards, right?
This is how I make my living. It's the debut. Everyone's looking for something of a new hero.
You strong swimmer? So-so. So-so's okay.
Justin Hartley stars.
How you survive, you make quick, smart decisions, and you never let panic take the wheel. Sounds cool. It is cool, actually. Very cool.
Tracker, part of CBS Premiere Week, Sunday, February 11th, after Super Bowl 58 on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.